Good morning.
Can you hear that?
Nope, we have no music. Good morning, everyone. Good morning up there in the shoal.
How's that?
Hardly anything. Not really hearing it. Same as usual. Not hearing it.
Well, good morning, everybody. Nice to be here with you all. Um, Joey tells me you can't hear the music. Is that true? I've ordered a microphone. I had one and it got lost in the move. So I've got another one coming. And when I get it, I'll begin using a microphone and maybe that'll make a difference. Something needs to make a difference. Hi, Joey.
Hello. Good morning,
Joey
Father.
makes a difference.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Joey makes a big difference. Absolutely.
Well,
Absolutely.
I tried.
You do.
All right, so we're going to move into some hellos. And I'm going to start with Dennis Lord. Good morning. Good morning, Glassbox Fox. Roma Shrock is here. I see Father Fish in the chat. Tommy Denda is here. Karuna Karen, Naresh. Fishon Tanktix is here. And then we're scrolling because you people are talking and chatting in the morning, as always. T Montano, welcome. Patrick Murphy. And then I see David Fellows. Good morning. And then I'm scrolling. There's a lot of chat, which is great. Xanadu is here. Alan Matthews. I think I said David Fellows, but welcome. Patrick Polson. World's Smallest Fish Room, Johans. Catfish
Keep
Terry is here.
keep
Um,
going there. I gotta do some
yep, I'm
errands.
going. James Handy, welcome. Good morning. Looking down, try not to do too many repeats, but there's a lot of people in here and chit chatting. And Brad Hobbies is here. Welcome. Frugal Aquatics, T Day. And then who else do I see? Chevy Fish. She's here. Welcome. Good morning. Hello, Tisha. Joan Virgil. Craig Broderick. Hello, Craig. Greg the Guppy Guy. Tam Shepard. Joshua Miller. Welcome. And I'm reading all these names going. I think I said that one. Duco. Hello. And then Science Gal Carrie. Hello. Good morning. Susan Candle. A Klein 806. Good morning. Jay Olivers. Good morning. Fish on Tanktix with the super chat. Thank you so much. $1.99 super chat. Furloughs, Eric, good morning. And then I see, I'm looking at the one that's new. I'm like, the Ainton Woofish? I'm not sure. Welcome from the UK. Sorry, I'm sure I butchered that. Um, and then who else do I see? Aquatic Thumb, Bruiser, Mr. B, CPBs, Water Culture, and I think I'm at the bottom, and I hope I didn't miss anyone. I'm always scrolling super fast. And good morning. We're here. I wore a nice dark shirt today, hoping that I wouldn't be as crazy as yesterday. Stay off the bright yellow. We don't want any craziness, right? Anyway, so as usual, if we do have any questions, you certainly are welcome to drop them in the chat. And now would be a good time. Best chance for us to see it because, like I said, I don't usually scroll back once we start in the morning. So, good morning, One Fishy Dude. So that would be the way to go, and then we will start addressing some questions the best that we can. And Craig's talking about hair. Carrie, how's your hair? Okay. The bird dude. I rescued 2 huge koi yesterday from a 55-gallon tank, trying to acclimate them in my pond, but we're in 76-degree water and my pond is 40. Whew! How long should the acclimation process take?
Yeah, what's it? Do you have a comment about that?
Well, I mean, that's a significant drop. And in the general acclimation process, that would be in a short period of time. That would be in about 20 minutes. So if you did a normal float the bag or whatever, you know what I mean? Um, I'm almost feeling like you should do it gradually over a few days. But, if you can have it in something that's heated and drop it 10 degrees a day till you get down there. I'm just being on the conservative side, but that's a big drop.
The research indicates that fish can tolerate uh, dramatic changes in temperature very quickly based on thermoclimes.
But I'm more on when you change it going up. If you were going 40 to 76, I don't know. That's me. I'd be careful, but
Well, I think we all have a tendency to want to.
yeah.
Um, it's like a lot of things, though. Acclimation is a funny thing. I think most of what we do for acclimation, we do out of our own sense of how we would feel, rather than out of any real sense of what's happening to the fish. The most extreme case, of course, is with pH, going from a high pH to a low pH.
Yeah.
That will always have a disastrous effect on the fish. But low to high doesn't.
No, low to
And
high doesn't, and low temperature, lower to high doesn't. But I worry about going the other way.
high to low, yeah.
Fast. But you don't want to throw in there, and because we know there's ick everywhere. And if you take that fish, and you don't do it
Well, if
properly,
you stress it, yeah, and it could stress
that's right.
it.
So that's why I'm saying, you might want to take it slow. I mean, do whatever you want.
I think the way to do it would be to put it in the largest container you got when you take it outside and let it sit there until the temperature in the container adjusts,
That's an
which will
idea
take,
too.
which might not take very long, truthfully.
And that's why I'm going the other way. Maybe drop it
Yeah,
over a few days.
might take an hour tops.
No, it's not going to take
And
long to drop the temperature. So anyway, I mean that's how I feel. He has a little different feeling on it, and then you have to work your way through it. So good luck with that. Do the best you can with it.
Duco is saying, when should you do water changes in the first 2 years, once a month or more or less? It depends on what you're doing. It's really a personal choice, um, because, excuse me, fluctuations in the water are not going to happen very quickly. They're going to happen pretty slowly. For example, a buildup in nitrates or a change in pH or the carbonates being reduced. Those things happen pretty slowly. So if you're doing a weekly water change, you're well ahead of the curve. If you're doing a monthly, you are well ahead of the curve. Um, and depending on the way the tank is structured, the amount of plant life that's in it, how much food is put in it, how many fish are in it, and so forth, it may never need to be changed as such because it may never fluctuate very much. So my rule of thumb is to do a water change on an as needed basis. But there are plenty of people, probably a majority of fish keepers, who do water changes routinely. as a prophylactic measure, as a way of maintaining the stability of their water.
Father Fish, I don't know if you realize Fish On gave us a $1.99 super chat. I think you were away.
No, I
And
didn't
thank you,
see it.
Fish On.
Let me catch up with
And
it
I'm going to
here.
say a few more. Hello, Manifesto. Good morning. And then I thought I saw Team Shepherd's here. Good morning.
Thank you,
Home
Fish
Kansas.
and
Well,
Shiny
yes.
Shell Frontal leftover
fish
from
box.
yesterday.
That's right.
Right.
Good morning.
We did
Good
have a
morning,
gale time yesterday,
morning and
didn't we?
hello. Yeah. I said I wore a darker t-shirt and tried to tone it down.
Really?
Wear something darker today. It was fun, though. I had fun.
Yeah,
Oh, good morning. Good morning, Steph. I didn't even see my own sister in here. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for coming in.
Bruiser CD.
That's right. Okay, so lots of hellos and yep, the 50% water change. Sorry, I'm just reading. Okay, so yeah, see, she agreed with me, Father Fish, on the go slow and acclimate over a period of time. Anyway, you said you had a video you wanted to try to share, correct?
Oh, I do. Yeah, let me see if I can get to it here. Dum-dum. It is.
Somebody must have emailed you a video to share. Is that how?
Yeah, from John Abruscotti. Let's see if I can. I don't know where I've got it here. That's where mail. Yeah. I got this really delightful email from John Abruscotti, which now I didn't.
Aberscotty or Averscotty?
A-B-R-U.
B, okay.
A-B-R-U-S-C-A-T-I.
Okay.
And I'm not finding it.
Okay.
But I can type it. Let me carry on. Let me get it up. And I should have done this. Should have done this earlier, and I didn't do it.
Yeah, because I came in, he's like, I'm gonna share a video. Okay. Anyway, okay, so I don't think I see any questions right here.
I have it.
Good morning, Ren. Good morning. Or hello. Might be more of a hello.
I got it.
You got it. Okay. Oh, hi,
yeah.
Teresa.
Let me read the note.
Okay.
Hello, Father Fish. I love what you're doing and what you've done for the aquarium hobby. I would like to share a video with you and the Father Fish community demonstrating my aquarium. I believe you would approve of many of the things I've done. I've been wanting to share my tank on the Saturday live stream, but my internet is very slow here in rural Georgia. Most times I can barely view a video, much less stream a video. If you'd be so kind, have a look, make a comment, and share it with the others. Rich Guano. This is Rich Guano.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Awesome.
And
Hello,
here's the video. Maybe. We're loading. Loading. Here it is.
Look at that. Oh, so showing the build out. Cool.
Yeah, this is very, very cool.
Yeah.
The 20 long, obviously. And he's got a time lapse. This is about a year. Now check this out. Left side utility. Look at that. That's a right side door.
Oh, nice.
I think it says.
Oh, that looks good. That looks great.
You see the moss balls?
Hey, I like moss balls, okay?
Look at the cherries.
I'm gonna make a video and you know dedicate to you, but
A moss ball video.
yeah,
That'd
because
be
you hate them so much.
really.
But anyway, this tank looks
So
great. The plants are thriving. You know, he's done a really good job. His
beautiful plant, isn't
cherry barbs look great.
it?
Very nice. Very nice. Look at them. Look how happy they are.
He's feeding him crab meat.
Yeah, I mean crab meat. I used to feed my fish crab meat a lot.
Now see
They
his
love it.
BPA died back
Yeah.
and it's gone a week later. And then some other kinds of algae formed. There
Yeah.
you go. 9 months with no water change.
Wow.
But it's loaded with
I think it
plants.
looks great. I mean, look at the color of his cherry barbs. You know, the males are
Yeah,
all, you know,
right.
in breeding dress and they are ready to go. That's a great tank.
This tank is loaded with salvinia. It's covered in salvinia.
Yeah. Nice. He does the kind of videos I like to do. That's
It's
awesome.
pretty, isn't it? Now, he's got a gravel on top of sand,
Yeah.
on top of dirt.
Yeah, that
It's
texture looks
actually,
great.
yeah, he's got a sandwich that's about 5 or 6 layers.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it.
It's pretty, isn't it?
Yeah. I sometimes mix black gravel in with my black sand just for texture.
And he calls this his cleanup, his nightly cleanup crew.
Yeah, I was gonna say the trumpet snails. Malaysian trumpet snails. Awesome. Well, that's a really great video.
This check out this stand though. This knocked me out.
Yeah.
Never thought to do that. It is so cool and so simple. He's
What?
made a
Put it
side
south?
door. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. And make
he's
it
made a side door
Yep.
and put these little shelves in and hooks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
And
awesome.
it's just so simple. It's not in the front, it's on the side.
Right.
So
And
it's
using
only
the
like 12 inches deep.
yeah. But that way you have that nice finished look on the front of your stand. You know, you don't
Yeah.
have door handles and
And
things. You have
there's
a
the front.
nice clean look. Yeah. Awesome.
Super job.
Yeah.
Super job. Yeah.
Good job, Rich Guano, if you're watching. Beautiful tank. Nice setup. And thank you for sharing because that's awesome. Thank you so much.
They're really impressive.
Yeah. Good morning, Simon. Welcome. Father Fish Tisha is asking how much baking soda, lime powder, sphagnum moss, and laterite ratio do I need in a dirt layer? About half an inch thick. I think you're doing a fairly small tank, as I recall. Tisha, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's probably about the right ratio, right? I think it was not a huge.
Maybe about a tablespoon of baking soda and lime powder, sphagnum moss and laterite, about a cup each. So
But,
not a lot.
but in the small tank, you think an inch would be a little too much, you think?
Oh, what? I'm sorry.
Of the overall dirt mixture, once she mixes it up, do you think about a half an inch of the dirt versus an inch? Because that's a pretty small.
Yeah, I think it's adequate. Absolutely.
Yeah, okay, so about the half inch, Tisha.
Let me mention something here that's come up recently. I started fooling around with fertilizers a month or so ago because there's so many different kinds of fertilizer on the shelf at the plant shop that
Right.
I thought I would kind of get into it. And what I've realized is that there really is a downside to fertilizers. They have a tendency to cause the soil to very slowly explode. It's like a volcano erupting very slowly over a period of days. I've seen this in my own tanks where I overdid it on a new tank I set up. I did a video about one 3 or 4 months ago, and it turned into a catastrophe because I overdid it, and the tank never stabilized. Then I
Right.
had a couple of people send me videos where the dirt was erupting. Wasn't happening quickly, but it was forming a kind of a, it was like pushing its way up through the sand. And my sense is that that's fertilizers doing that. Now, I just, for those people, I need to send a notice out. The soil that I just sent out last week to about half a dozen people has fertilizer in it. Add an additional ½ inch to 1 inch of sand. Make it 2.5 to 3 inches of sand to cap it. And if you have a problem with it, I will replace it. For years, I used no fertilizers or maybe a little bit of Osmocote, and that worked just fine. Primarily, I'm using minerals, and the minerals don't do that. They're not chemically active, and so they gradually break down and gradually become just part of the system. Things like, well, like lime, for example. Um, Things that are not going, or like the sodium bicarbonate, things that are not going to explode in the tank. So I guess what I've learned is that it really is a good idea to be careful about ferts and fertilizers because they do tend to be very active and they can cause problems in this deep substrate.
Yeah, I
Dry.
don't usually add any to mine.
Yeah,
Um,
I've been, water culture is talking about using the salt ferts, and that's all I've been using. But that's what I have found a problem with. Excuse me, is the dry salt ferts. I'm not talking about liquid fertilizers. I'm talking about dry salt
yeah.
fertilizers, crystalline fertilizers, if you will. Those I think are problematic in this kind of system, unless you do them in very, very tiny quantities. And in that case, they probably would be fine. So,
Okay. Oh, Ren, you got a Ranchu? Cute. They are cute and silly. That's nice. Um,
do you want to go
so
back to Compos mentis?
sure, if you see something, I was looking at go wherever you got something. I saw something, but I think my chat moved, and I'm trying to find what I was looking at.
Compos mentis is saying, Patrick Murphy, I love my cherries, but I have nothing but problems with me. All my fish are fine, but my cherries seem to have issues. I have 5 males and 10 females last year, and now I have 2 and 4. So
they're
they're dying.
they're so
These,
hardy, so I'm
yeah,
surprised. Yeah.
these are cherry barbs I assume he's talking about.
Right. I'm assuming he's talking about cherry barbs as well. Yeah. Yeah.
It's possible that they had some kind of a disease or condition that's endemic to that species,
Yeah.
and maybe even to that school. Um, since it's apparently not affecting anything else. Cherry barbs do tend to be pretty strong and vigorous, so it's unusual
Yeah.
to have a problem with them. Um, I think what I would do is, if you really want them, take those out, the ones that are left. Let the tank sit fallow without any cherries in it for a month or two, and then try a new school and see if that makes a difference. It may well be that they brought something in that's endemic to them.
Yeah.
We have a guest in the
Okay. And
in the
someone
Elka.
and
Go
someone's
ahead.
asking about, an alternative to black cow. I mean,
Any kind of manure, any
kind of
kind of
manure.
yeah, cultured manure, any kind of processed
Right.
manure
Yeah.
will do. That's really all it is.
Right. Some
Simply
kind of
aquatics.
dehydrated. Yeah.
Simply Aquatics is here. Shall we entertain Simply Aquatics?
Sure.
Well, he went away
Okay.
because I clicked on him. I clicked on him and he went away.
Oh, good. Good morning, Grass Galore. I don't know if I said hello.
Simon
Hello. Good
Scrivens is
morning.
saying, hey guys, would you check out my tanks? They're on my TikTok. I can get you a link. Sure. Send us a link, Simon.
And I think that they were also asking in the previous question, just maybe your feelings on. I think they were the same ones. Plecostomus. How do you like Plecostomus?
Oh, I really love Plecostomus.
Yeah.
The difficulty is that there's such a wide variety of them, and they have a wide variety of needs. Who was it? Aqua. I lost his name now. The young man whose channel I watched on Sunday, Aqua Malik.
Oh yeah. Yep. Oh,
Yeah,
that's right.
Aqua Malik. He does
Plecostomus.
Plecos, and he does a really remarkable job with them. I recommend you check out his channel, Aqua Malik, Malik. Uh, it's a fairly new channel, but he's an old-time fish keeper. I mean, he's not old; he's a young man, but he's pretty sophisticated and has been able to break down a lot of things. So he really has a good sense of what he's doing, and it's a good place to learn. He is going to be doing regular Sunday afternoon streams, and I would highly recommend him, particularly for anyone who wants to do plecos. He's doing very high-end plecos in colonies and breeding them extensively. It's really pretty remarkable and worth a look. I find some are hard to keep, some are easy to keep. If you want to do plecos other than the common basic stuff, you really need to research it because they have different dietary needs, different water condition needs. Here's
Right.
something you might find interesting. The guys who are out in the Amazon in the jungle collecting, they've discovered something about collecting wild discus. What they've discovered is that the different color morphs of discus occur around specific types of trees. No, these only they breed in the rainy season, which is when the jungle floor floods, and so there's 6, 8, 10 feet of water where normally there was dry earth, and this has the effect of effectively drowning or at least covering many trees in a pretty deep water column. They found that certain colors of discus, or species, if you will, really a subspecies, are attracted to certain species of trees And there are also at the same time certain species of Plecostomus that are found in that same environment, that are found with those discus at that tree. So they now try to catch both the discus and the Plecos and get clear about what type of tree it is in order to be able to duplicate the water conditions that are being created around that tree. Now, isn't
Right.
that interesting?
Yeah. Um, Aquamolic is from Canada, right, Father Fish?
Yes, he's in Toronto. Yeah.
Um,
The
Good morning, color guppies, interactive found girl.
TM Aquatics. Does TM Aquatics have a channel? That name's familiar to me.
TN Aquatics has a channel.
This is TM as in Mary. They do hardscape dry goods.
Okay.
They
As
said
in
they
fish.
found a warehouse near the docks, wherever. This is Fish Box. Do all hardscape dry goods.
I think
And,
Fishbox is in the UK, I believe.
okay.
Um, Joshua Miller is asking, I have a higher clay content in my soil. Should I do a heavy mix of peat moss with it? And what do you think that rabbit manure that's been sitting, so basically, yeah, in a burlap bag for a couple of years would be safe to mix in?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
It'd be safe.
yeah.
Yeah. And
And
you're absolutely right about breaking up the clay content. You can
yeah,
also use sand. Sand will also do that. Sand will also break up the clay content. The clay is probably the richest form of nutrients of any dirt. It's so compacted, however, that roots cannot pierce it. They grow around it rather than in it. So if you break it up with sand, peat moss, a good way to do that is to put the clay in water and turn it into soup or mud, and then mix peat moss or other more loamy kinds of soils in with it, which will help absorb it and make it more accessible to the roots of plants.
um, Father Fish Oaks has an interesting statement at 9:30.
Manure has
And
OMRI certification. Oh, in order to prevent herbicides. That's a good point.
I think that's a good point for something maybe on the commercial side, but like I would not be afraid to use my horse manure here on my farm. You know what I mean? Because
Well,
I know,
you know what they're eating too.
right? Yeah,
I mean, you're not feeding them something that's heavy in herbicides.
right. No, I'm not. But I mean, there's always different ways of looking at things.
That's a
But it's
consideration.
interesting. Yeah,
It
exactly.
is, it's amazing
Yeah.
the things we never considered because we never think of them. Oaks, you're going to get a wrench for that. That's
Well, they've been here before anyway, so we should give them a wrench.
yeah,
But yes, I was like, I knew you'd like that. I was like, he's gonna like that.
right.
So, but it is. I mean, everybody has different ways, and then yes, those are considerations. But then for me, being not so scientific, I'm just like sometimes it's like I'm just gonna go the route I'm going, and
Oh, that
okay,
was Simon Scrivens was coming up as Simply Aquatics. Um, do you want to come back up, Simon? I, I clicked to bring you up just as you dropped off. If you'd like to do that, what did you have in mind?
Father Fish, Frugal Aquatics, TJ's asking you, have you tried Dynamic Lifter? dynamic lifter. I don't even know what that is. You
No. No, I don't know.
I don't even know what that is, TJ.
Dynamic lifter, I have no idea. Explain yourself, Frugal.
I don't know what that is.
Roman is saying clay soils. He dried his out, then walked on the dry clay soil to crumble it, and then mix it. Well, there you go. That works also, doesn't it? Clever devil.
Right. Yep. And whatever you gotta do. Whatever you gotta do to make it work. Hammer to it.
So what is dynamic lifter?
I don't know. I mean, waiting, see TJ comes back with something. So I don't know what that is for sure. Remember, I'm not scientific, but he wasn't asking me. He was asking you. He was asking the person that might know.
Duco is saying to James, I mainly want to add calcium for my rabbit snails because their shells are looking rough.
Oh, that's easy. Put in, mix in the crushed coral or oyster shell into your substrate,
Right.
and then feed them something right away that has some calcium in it.
Which is any kind of vegetable. Diatomaceous earth, contrary to what we might otherwise believe, does not contain calcium.
Right. So Donkey Love is coming in with its fertilizer. So they must be commenting on what TJ was the
Okay.
So it's a fertilizer. So but you've never used that specific fertilizer, obviously.
No, I'll look into it. Dynamic lifter.
Thank you, Donkey Love.
Oh, here we go. Frugal Aquatics. I may disagree with this. He says pelletized chicken manure, blood and bone, and doesn't burn. My grandfather raised chickens and used the manure from when he cleaned out the chicken house every couple of months, spread it on his orchard. He had apples and peaches, and he did that routinely, but he never spread it around the trunks of the trees because he was afraid it would burn. I don't know if he knew that for a fact or if that was simply his predilection. But pelletized chicken is very high in nitrogen, and it can burn. It may be though that what Frugal is talking about here, the blood and bone. I use bone powder. I can't get blood powder right now. What's using it, and I like it a lot. It's a great source of iron. The bone is a great source of calcium. So if you can get both, they're really, really excellent to be able to add to your culture. Simply Aquatics is back. Let's see. That's Simon. This is. Hi, Simon. How are you? Are you there? Simon. We lost him.
Yeah. I was gonna read the Guppy Grass below. It says, every time I go to the fish store, I seem to buy something. Has anyone experienced that?
No fancy that.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
Everyone in this hobby.
Can't imagine.
The only way not to do that is stay out of the store.
Funny.
Because you can always buy something, A plant. I mean, there's always something to buy. And then there are those days where you're just determined you're going to go buy something. You just want to buy something. So you go in the store,
Right.
you'll find something to buy. I don't care if it's a rock. I'm buying something today.
Simply Aquatics. Your graphic is up, but your video and audio are not. Are you there? He's not there.
No.
I don't know. His sound is off and his video is
Good
off.
morning, Monkey Brown. Good morning.
Bookie
Well,
Brown, yeah.
hello from New Orleans.
Let's dig into Bookie Brown here a little
Yeah,
bit.
I've been having a problem with parasites in my freshwater aquarium, ick, etc.
All right. Well, the ick part, I don't know about the etc. part, but the ick
Right.
part I know about. And you can deal with that very simply by raising the temperature to 86 degrees. Now, that is an absolute floor minimum of 86. That doesn't mean 85. So you
Right.
might, in fact, raise it to 87 or 88 to be sure you've got it to 86. The few degrees higher are not going to hurt anything, but that will disable the ick permanently. As to other parasites, we need more information.
Right. I was like, yeah, how many different kinds of parasites do you think you're dealing with?
And what are they, and how do you know they're
And
parasites?
right, exactly. Johan says, Father Fish, I finally beat my fin rot problem on my panda cories I got last week. Salt with aloe was the answer, even if everyone says you should not use salt with the cories. It worked for me. Well, good for you. Glad it worked.
Probably the aloe had more effect than the salt. Salt is not a it has no particular medicinal properties with fish. And so, excuse me, as Stephen is fond of telling us, its effect is to slow the metabolism of the fish, which can give the fish's autoimmune system an opportunity to catch up with whatever it is struggling with. So
Okay,
it's
so
beneficial, but not in a direct way, more in a secondary way, if you will.
okay, Father Fish. Sorry. So Bookie Brown says freshwater Popeye flukes from feeding live, so live foods. So and wait, you have Popeye flukes and ick. You got a lot going on.
Well, the Popeye is bacterial.
Right.
That's not parasitic.
But oh, I just said there's a lot going on. You got Popeye, you got flukes, you got ick. Yeah. Well, you know, what are you gonna say? I know what I would say. What are you going to say?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I would say raise your temperature to at least 87 or 88. I would do a 50% water change because you're dealing with bacteria in that Popeye, and put some general cure in and start dealing with the flukes. That's how I would go.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got three different issues
Right.
that need three different treatments.
Yeah.
And the most difficult of all of them, you may find, is not the fluke, but
The
the
Popeye.
Popeye, which is a bacteria problem. And
Right.
that's really a function of overfeeding.
Yeah.
There's nothing else that causes bacteria blooms in a tank other than overfeeding. And that can be the most difficult and tractable problem to deal with because you may be absolutely convinced in the depths of your heart that you are not overfeeding. I know people who have kept fish for 20, 30, 40 years who had chronic problems with things like bacteria that absolutely refuse to acknowledge that they overfed their fish, but they did. And when they finally got control of that, the problems went away.
Yeah.
So,
Corner
yeah,
change.
and Joey's recommendation of general cure is right on target. Oh, I general cure contains metronidazole and fenbendazole. Fenbendazole is a pain in the butt because it does not dissolve in the water.
True. True.
You have to melt it. and you melt it in hot water. You have to put it in hot water to get it to dissolve. Metronidazole is a salt, and it dissolves instantly, and it's really the active ingredient. So, if you need this, I can sell you small portions of it. Just send me PayPal, $10 and 10 for shipping, and I'll send you out the metronidazole. I can do both. I recommend you do the metronidazole, unless you want to go through the trouble of trying to dissolve the fenbendazole in water. It just takes putting it in, cooking it. Well, not cooking it, heating the water enough to get it to dissolve. I can't show you because I can't get my camera working, but here is, let me show you on my hand. If you can see, I don't know if you can see that. See the white spots? The white spots are fenbendazole. That's skimming with my can the surface of the tank that has had it in there for 4 days.
Oh, wow.
And in 4 days it hasn't dissolved. The water is cold. If it were warmer, it would be better, I'm sure.
Ren, thank you so much for the super sticker. Ren LaRue, thank you. Very generous. You know what, Johan? I mean, you know, you're saying you think I'm an overfeeder, and you know, we all feed differently. I guess what I'm gonna say is, if you're, you know, and I have this situation myself. I mean, you know, I breed fish, and so I definitely, certainly in Father Fish's terms, I'm an overfeeder for sure. But you know, you can do that. You just have to be willing to do the water changes and things that are required to maintain your tanks if you're going to overfeed. I mean,
that's exactly right.
We all do it how we want to do it, but you have to counteract it. As he says, if you overfeed them, they're going to go to the bathroom more. The bioload's going to be larger, and your tank might not be able to handle it. But so if you want to do it, do it. Just be prepared to do the maintenance involved with feeding. You know, overfeeding, as we want to use that terminology. But if you're willing to do the work, you can do. We can all do it however we want to do it.
Right. Tam Shepard is talking about different kinds of salts.
You know what I like? Kosher salt's good, Tam. I've not personally used the Himalaya salt. I've used pickling salt, which is, you know, just some salt that doesn't have the, you know, caking or iodized salt. I don't like to use the iodized salt. I think they say in a pinch you could, but I just don't.
Yeah, it's not so much in it that it's really a problem. And iodine is not in and of itself a problem.
It is for shrimp.
Well, yeah, I guess.
But, you know, there's plenty of salts you can get that don't have iodine in them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, kosher salt certainly you go in. Sea salt.
Kosher.
Himalayan sea salt is sea salt.
Yeah. Like I said, I use pickling salt, you know, whatever. Whatever you can get. Whatever you can get.
Rock salt.
Right, whatever is available.
I tried setting up a saltwater tank using water softener salt, which is in principle evaporated seawater.
Right.
And it didn't work. I couldn't keep fish alive in it. My assumption is that there was an additive put in with that salt.
Yeah.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
That acted as
yeah. That wouldn't be the way I would want to go. I wouldn't use that.
Antibacterial or some such thing.
Yeah. Simply Aquatic says, I don't know if you saw my comment or not, but it keeps disappearing on my screen. Well, I guess we can try to look above and see if you left another comment. Ren,
Simply on it.
this is a 75-gallon tank behind me.
No, I did not. Well, I did. I saw that you were here.
Well, he's
You
asking
tried to
about a
come up.
comment. He's asking about a comment, not that he was on. I don't know. I'm looking back
I
to see if I
saw
see it.
your comment under your name. Yes,
But he's
I did
right. It's
see.
kind of gone. I
And
don't see any.
I tried to get you tried to come up, and I couldn't get your audio or video.
Right. Yeah, I don't see a comment, a recent comment from him. So it is sort of,
A
I don't
while
know,
back. Yeah.
disappearing. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Rohan, there is no sea in the Himalayas. So why is it called so? It's an ancient seabed.
Well, it's
An
called
ancient
Himalayan. Oh yeah, Himalayan sea. So, yep, yep. You're
It's an
right.
ancient seabed from when the Himalayas were under the ocean.
Well, there you go.
They actually were not. It was before they existed. And Ren wants to know how big your tank is.
Oh, Ren says, I have a 30-gallon. I'm prepping for my ranchi, but I feel like I'm getting eaten alive by the goldfish community having too small a tank. Well, that's the thing. The goldfish police, the fish police, whatever. Um,
The betta police are the worst.
the better police. You know what, Ren? You can start with that, and if you feel you need to upgrade, you can. Um, you're gonna, I'm sure, do some water changes, have some filtration on there. I don't fish police, not a fish police.
I would be perfectly comfortable keeping a full grown ranchu by himself in a 30-gallon tank. I wouldn't have any problem with that at
Yeah.
all. That's a 6-inch fish.
Yeah, I mean,
And
my
it would,
feeling is, I'm sure there are people that don't like this, but you know what? My tank's clean, my fish are healthy. They spawn all the time. I had no issues with this tank, and so that's what I'm doing.
so Ren says, how do y'all deal with negativity from fish community regarding the right way to do things? I feel some of the elitists ruin and scare away newbies. Well, the way we deal with it is we tune into Father Fish.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many other problems out there. I like I said, I'm not going to fish police anybody. If you've got fish in a tank and they're healthy and happy and you're happy, as far as I'm concerned, you're doing it right. I don't judge.
Oh,
Thank you, Pelican.
one dirty platy. Only if they're Orthodox, one dirty platy. It doesn't work for liberal Jews.
Oh, come on, you guys. I went dirty funny. Good morning. Uh, Ren says, Father Fish and Joey will protect us from the fish police. That's right. You're always welcome here.
Really?
I will not police you because I think I just don't like it. Who am I to say that Father Fish is doing that wrong? That tank behind him is wrong. I don't like it. X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Why is
Actually, I don't.
why is it
Yeah.
my business? If his fish are healthy and you're happy with your tank, why is it my business? And what gives me the right to police you? I don't like it. Sorry, I don't like
Yeah.
people being.
Okay. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, the reality is that this hobby may be the last bastion of freedom in the world. I mean, to date, it is relatively uncontrolled by government. There are very few fish we're not allowed to have. We can keep them pretty much whatever way we want to, and if we kill them all off, not many people say much about it. So, tell me any other animal where that's true.
Oh, true. No, you're right. You're right.
I
Good
mean, they
morning.
say that not just with a grain of salt, it's really true. We really are a relatively, so preponderantly uncontrolled um, uh, 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 animal animal hoarder, if you will.
Good
How
morning.
many? How many?
Good
Case
morning.
in point, there are plenty of people who get shut down for being cat hoarders, dog hoarders, bird hoarders. How many of you ever heard shut down for being fish hoarders?
You know what? It's not about the hoarding. It's about the care. People
Well,
that get shut down for the horses and the cats and stuff, it's usually that, the animals are not being taken care of. They're emaciated. When you get a dead cat in the other room, that's what we're talking about. I don't think that's the same thing as
no, I agree
having
with
a
you,
bunch
but
of
I
fish.
do know,
That's a
I
different thing.
having been in the pet industry for a while, I know of some people who were like dog hoarders, for example, who kept
Absolutely.
their animals in excellent condition and nevertheless got shut down by an overzealous animal
Yeah.
control officer.
Well, there's that too. But I mean, I don't think we should put this hoarding to me has
As a
so many.
negative connotation
Yes.
based
Yeah.
on poor care. I
Yeah.
agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, are we
But
excessive? Am I excessive having over 50 tanks? In some people's eyes, I'm out of my mind. But a normal person. But fish people are like, oh, that's so cool. But there's a difference in, like I said, I look at the hoarding. I would not want to be called a fish hoarder because that, like you said, makes it sound like, I got fish dying all over the place, and I don't feed them and I don't do anything, and so I just think we shouldn't use that terminology. We got the chat moving though. We got the chat moving. Look at that. And I think Amber was talking
certainly
about
did.
something and we missed it. But I just don't like people getting beat up on because somebody decides they don't have the right size tank. If your fish is healthy and happy and you're happy, I'm happy. End of story. And people can judge me for that if they want to, but I don't need to beat up on you because that's not fair.
So Duco is saying, Father Fish, do you think it'd be a good idea for animal abuse to also do something about fish abuse? And my answer is absolutely no.
Yeah.
Absolutely no. What I have noticed with all of the fish and wildlife departments in every state in the union, much less every country in the world, is that when the bureaucrats start getting involved in determining what fish they like and what they don't like, they really do not have a clue about what they're doing. And what they tend to do is create chaos, stupidity, and bar people from doing things that are not in any way injurious. I think the whole issue of animal control really goes to community control. I think communities need to be the standard of excellence and quality rather than some uh, faceless bureaucrat sitting in some office somewhere in uh, some major city passing judgment on what a farmer is doing on his farm. The organizations such as the cooperative services that are funded through the university system are a good example of how local people police themselves and create environments in which healthy practices are encouraged, developed, designed, encouraged, and put into practice. A farmer's co-op is a perfect example of that. That's precisely what it's all about. And by linking it to the university system, it takes advantage of the best research that's available, the best techniques and technology that's available. Here in Florida, for example, we have a cooperative scientific research center for tropical fish that is funded by the university system of Florida and is available specifically to the farmers and hobbyists of Florida in their efforts to keep fish healthy. I think that's an appropriate approach. I do not believe that having the police come around and cite you for this, that, or the other thing because they don't like how something smells, or they don't like the look of it, or they simply get a wild hair and decide they don't like you. I was very fortunate in my shop. I had I had animal control people come by many different times because there were many different complaints about my shop. And they would come in and they would look around and they would see that the animals were healthy. They all had water, they all had food, they had clean bedding, there were no visible problems. The place might have had a little bit of an odor because there were a lot of animals in there, and the floors might not have been swept. That certainly was the case often, but the animals were being cared for, and there was nothing wrong. And so they would pat me on the back and tell me we're just doing our job and leave.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that was very interesting is that not one time did one such officer ever look in a fish tank. Of the 100 times that I was inspected, not one ever looked in a fish tank. I did at one point have a sheriff's officer come in on his own hook, looking around, trying to find something illegal. And he looked at my arowana and he said,
Hmm.
"Is that Asian arowana?" And I said, "No, that's a silver arowana." And he said, "It looks like an Asian arowana." Obviously, did not have a clue what he
Well, I
was
was gonna
talking.
say if he can't tell what he's looking at, he's got no business writing you up if he doesn't know the difference.
Right, and he didn't. He was trying to get a rise out of me.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. You know.
Oh, yeah, you bet.
Anyway, good morning. Good morning, Mary, and I see Rohan in here, and I think a few other people have come
Hi,
in.
Mary Page. Nice to
Yeah.
see you.
Oh, hi. Good morning, Roz. And
How many fish is too many in a 40-gallon breeder?
well, see,
Depends
that's
on the
just
size. Yeah,
subjective. I mean, that's not even a fair question.
size and species of the fish. Give me a size and give me a species.
But again, it's based on opinion. That's your opinion, and that's kind of what we're talking about. It's like it's an opinion. It's your opinion. It's my opinion. It's what somebody wants to do. You can give a recommendation, but it doesn't mean somebody has to live by it. You know, it's maybe a jumping off point. But this whole conversation could just go for another 3 hours.
All day long, right.
Yeah, all day long because, I
Meanwhile,
mean,
Stephanie is making maple syrup.
I know. My sister's boiling down sap. She's been doing it for days.
I live in
And of course,
northwestern Mass.
it's delicious.
So it's
um,
wonderful.
but, I mean, that's just, I mean, like I said, we could just go on this conversation and we probably should get off it. But
Uh,
I'm just not judgy. I'm not going to judge you. And I think that's part of what makes it hard for people to get into this hobby. They get in, they got the pet store telling them one thing. They get on channels. One person's telling them something. This channel says something, and they can't figure it out. And they don't want to, get shunned from a group because
Well,
they didn't have the right size tank. They didn't have the right size tank. I don't have the right motorcycle, so I can't be part of the group. You know what I mean? It's like I
yeah.
don't like it. I don't like it. Sorry. Let's get off of this. Let's ask a different question.
Oh, Vanoksky, hello, hello. Oh,
Pancake dinner.
Mary Kate is gonna have a pancake dinner tonight.
Dinner. Yeah.
Yeah, really.
I eat pancakes for dinner.
Uh,
I love breakfast.
I haven't had pancakes in years.
I could go for pancakes.
Yeah, I love pancakes. You know what I have? I went to a fish market restaurant Sunday with some friends. It's called the Starfish Farm. It's in Cortez Village in Bradenton. Absolutely wonderful. We got box lunches. Little cardboard boxes came out. We sat on picnic tables, but this food was cooked to absolute perfection. I have not had a cooked oyster as perfect as these were since my grandmother cooked them. It was wonderful.
That's
But I bought a pound of grouper cheeks. I had some for breakfast yesterday, and I'm having the rest this morning as soon as we get off of here.
Well, there you go.
Ren wants to send us a picture of his rancho. Do so, please. How do you want to do that? I'll tell you a way you can do that. A couple of ways. You can do it on Discord. If you go on Discord, I will. I haven't been on it a couple of days. I need to get over there.
One dirty potty. Yes. If you have a tank that holds water, it's a great tank. Yes, it is. Because we don't want that water going all over the place. No, that's awesome. That's a way to lighten the mood. Thank you.
I need to take a break. Excuse me a moment.
Cold water. I love it.
Old man syndrome.
Okay, Ren says she emailed it to you. So, okay, cool. All right, we'll get a look at that rancho if we can. I know, I said she. He doesn't really, but we do it all the time. I was calling somebody the other day a she, and it was a he. We don't mean to. It just happens. Oh, we're back on pancakes. My kids love it when I make pancakes with real blueberries in them or peaches. I've never had a peach pancake. I mean, I'm from Maine. I've had plenty of blueberry pancakes in my I never had a peach pancake. Do you cook it in the pancake, or is it a topping like a compote? How do you do it? How do you do a peach pancake? Okay, Red. Yeah, we don't need. It just happens. It's unfortunate. The other thing is it's hard sometimes. I think icons sometimes being so small, you glance and sometimes it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. Ooh, in Holland they make pancakes with bacon and cheese. I could give that a shot. I could try that. Yeah. Now we're talking about pancakes. Maybe I should make pancakes. What else we got? Yeah, we got to lighten this up. We got to get pancakes and muffins. I could go for that. There's sometimes we get on these subjects and I'm like, jeez, I feel like I should drive to town, get something good. You could send me some, Duco. How you gonna do that? Dry it and send it? Just add water? How are you gonna accomplish that? Oh, I do too, Ren. I do that. I mix the old-fashioned oats into my pancake mix. Oh, I throw all kinds of things in. I never go just straight pancake mix. And I don't use a mix. I do everything from scratch. So I put a little bit of this in. A little cornmeal, some oats, whatever I got, throw it in there. Make some pancakes.
And the rest says we have 80 watching.
Do we? I haven't even looked at that. How are we doing on the likes?
52 out of 78 currently. 24.
Well,
24 of you are not hitting the thumbs up or the thumbs down button.
all right. Ren's the lady. She emailed you, Father Fish, the picture. I think of her wrong. She Bows and Barrels. Good morning. Says so. More filtration in your tank means more fish, and less filtration means less fish. Well, that's kind of a simple way of looking at it, but yeah. You want more fish. You want to overstock your tank. You definitely going to need some more filtration. It might require some extra water changes, but that's the choice you make, and I don't think that's wrong. If you want to overstock, just figure out how to maintain it. It's a personal choice. Believe it or not, like Father Fish said, with fish keeping, we still get to choose. We haven't,
There's the Ranchu.
Cute.
Little black one. A little baby.
Nice. It's nice, Ren, because I was expecting a different color, so I really like that.
Yeah.
Really nice. Cool. Now I'm just curious. It's a bare bottom tank.
Looked like it, didn't it?
Yeah, it's got a reflection. It's a bare bottom tank. I'm just curious. Is that how you usually keep your goldfish? I'm just wondering. Or is this a quarantine tank and you'll move it somewhere else? Just curious. It's always interesting to see how people do things, or not judging, just asking.
Not judging.
I'm not judging. I don't judge people. I don't think, like I said, I don't think it's mind your own manners. It's not nice. Yeah, exactly. Ren says, I see cichlid keepers crazy overstocking to cut down on aggression. Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. It's done every day of the week. There are many ways and many reasons for doing things. And sometimes it might just be as simple as that's the way you like it.
Ooh.
Oh, Duco's saying, Father Fish, will you be on the King of DIYs, his podcast?
I have no idea. He has not invited me. I rather think he will. I think I'm on his list, but I don't know for sure.
Okay, Ben. Yeah, I was just curious. That's fine. Like I said, is that just sort of like a little whatever, and
Yeah. One dirty platy says, hat trick, what's that gavel doing on your desk? Oh, gravel. Right.
What did he say? Gavel or gravel? What did he say?
He said both. Guess what I found?
Hey, I got a rubber hammer right here. I don't know why I happen to have I was doing something. Ding, ding, ding.
Can you hear them both?
Yeah, you got the regular bell and the school bell. Yep, for sure. Can hear it. Bye, Tisha. You got to head out. Bye-bye. That's right. Roz says, if you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all. In the words of Flower from Bambi.
Dying for the deep substrate debate. Ain't no debate, Donkey Love. We don't debate that issue.
It's a personal choice, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be, kill your fish and have them sick and have a foul tank and have to work at it 24/7, then you're more than welcome to not do a deep substrate.
Now, don't be judgy. You can keep a tank
I'm
without
not at all, right? I think that's why Joey has not invited me, because he knows I'm going to climb up one side of him and down the other about his shallow substrates.
Good morning, Mississippi hippie. Welcome.
Oh dear.
But see,
Gallon.
Father Fish, you shouldn't be doing that because we all get to keep our tanks the way we want to.
Right, that's fine. And he does.
And I do.
Right. And I do. Actually, I don't.
You're not the boss of me, so I will do it my way. But I do have some tanks done your way. But I have some tanks done my way, too. Good morning, Cody.
That's so cute.
John.
I think it's cute.
It's cute?
It's cute.
Well, I mean, obviously, I'm just going to do whatever I want to do.
Really?
In case you hadn't noticed that about me.
I noticed that about you.
You're noticing that about me?
I did. I noticed that about you a long time ago.
Pretty strong in some of my opinions.
Right.
I do it with a smile.
Really?
Anyway, all right. What do we got? What do we got?
The cracked tank, the cracked 40. Chicory coffee and beignets.
Oh, that sounds good.
That's your right, Stephanie.
That
And Abala says, my substrate's deeper than yours. What's that song? There's the song about that. What is that? That's something. Mine is something than yours. What is that?
Yeah, I'm trying to think about it.
We need to get Lee to do that song.
I'm trying to think of the tune.
Da 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 da.
Yeah, James, I just sneak and sips of coffee, but there's nothing in my coffee but coffee. I know you guys don't think I can be this way without, the other thing, but I don't need the other thing. I don't.
She just naturally high.
That's right.
Ren says a Cajun village in Louisiana had the best beignets.
Oh, wow. Milkshake.
And that line works smart, not hard.
Did I miss him? I'm sure there's a lot of... Oh, Stephen is here. Hi, Stephen. Oh, Stephen's interesting because he's probably, because of all my opinions. Well, that's the thing. It's my opinion. Everybody has their own opinions.
My milkshake is better than yours. If you do it, make it.
Oh, isn't it something like my dog's better than your dog?
Is that
my
what
dog
it
is better than yours.
Oh, wasn't that an advertisement?
Yeah, it was an advertisement for something, but
that was
I can't remember.
Hot dogs, right? Hot dogs.
Yeah, that's it. My dog's better than yours. Yeah, that's it. Wasn't it Oscar Mayer or something? Yeah.
Oscar Mayer, right.
Yeah. That's it. Coming back to me. Oh, God, Rosie, that's right. The kennelration theme. Yes, that's what it was. The kennelration theme song for the dog food. Yep, she's right. She's right.
Who's this? Chevy Fish. Oh, yeah, I know what she's talking about, too.
Oh, yeah, Kenny, that's my sister Roz. Yep, that's my other sister. So he says, Sister Rosalind, his sister I have not met. Yep.
Right.
She's here.
Ooh, which substrate do you prefer?
You got a question or I got a question? You got a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Bows and Barrels says, I have a problem with my cichlid. My Pleco has terrorized my tank so much that they have all moved all the others to different tanks, and now he has his own tank. So he's got a real aggressive Plecostomus.
Now, notice Bows and Barrels said, notice Bows and Barrels said, I have a problem child.
I said cichlid because I just saw the CH and thought it was cichlid. That was subliminal. CH. Oh, it is problem stickler, but yeah, problem child. So he's a very aggressive plecostomus. Huh. I mean, I've heard they can be. I definitely heard that they can be.
Yeah, well, it was a 4-year-old. I can understand.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, donkey leg. He gave you a wrench. Awesome.
Yes, I can.
Well, you did. You did give him a wrench. I just noticed
Right.
that. Yeah.
Do.
I know. My dog's better than your dog. It's going to be in my head all day now.
Right.
But she is right. My dog's better because he eats kennel ration. My dog's better than yours. That is it. The dog food commercial. Can you give Bookie Brown a wrench also, Father Fish?
Absolutely.
I like that name. Bookie Brown. I like it. Just kind of rolls right off the tongue.
Give me a timestamp. I can't find it.
10:20. It's right there. It's right there at the bottom of the text.
Going in the wrong direction.
Yeah, we will be
Bookie
singing it
Brown
all
got
day.
it. Yeah.
Today is National Puppy Day, Tim? I didn't know that.
National Puppy Day. Really?
Puppy Day. Marty, you have a wrench. I want a wrench too. You have a wrench. Yeah, Lincoln.
Yeah, Marty, you have a wrench. What's the matter with you, Marty?
Whip World. I'd love to try a deep substrate now that I'm trying my hand at a small fish planted community tank. Prior to that, I've always done big SACA cichlid tanks and a pile of substrate. Hey, oh yeah, they move it around, don't they? Yeah, try a dirty tank. I mean, I do have, quite a few dirty tanks of plants, and they're awesome. They are,
Yeah. It gives you a totally different approach to fish
at least
keeping.
one. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would say to anybody, try at least one.
You could have a magnificent aquarium like these little beauties.
That's right.
Uh,
Right. Oh, Ren says she
two of
emailed.
the absolute ugliest tanks on the fish channel, without doubt.
And we're proud of it.
Really.
Ren
I'm just waiting for somebody to say something about
them. Ren says she emailed you a couple more pictures of her angelfish tank and a better sorority tank. Awesome.
email.
Why are you waiting for? I must have missed something with James. I'm waiting for an air ratchet. There must be something else that goes along with that one.
What they asked? What they talking about?
I don't know.
An air ratchet.
That's what I'm saying. There must be like a previous comment or something because I'm not getting that one.
An air ratchet.
And see, the more I laugh, the more watery my eyes get, and then I can't see anything.
So Ren, okay, I guess we're gonna look at some more of Ren's email here.
Okay.
Can we do that?
Sure. Why not? Why not?
Here we go. Do. Right there, isn't that gorgeous? Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Stunning.
Can you zoom on Father Fish or no? Can you zoom in on that?
I don't know what I can do. Let me get the other one.
Okay.
Here's the other one.
Nice. I was just
I'm not
trying
sure I can
get a little close up on the fish.
I'm not sure
You know.
I can do much with it.
Really good, Ren. Nice tanks.
Here we go. Two, 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 two. That's the best I can do.
Okay. Well, they look nice. They look great.
Yeah,
They're
look
hard
at
to
that. It's pretty, isn't it?
Yeah, it all looks really good. Nice job.
Yeah.
Thank you for
I, I
sharing.
would I would add some more different kinds of plants in there. I think it would enjoy it, and I think the tank would be able to handle it. Try some swords, maybe one big one even. You got mostly inaccurates, so your plant matter is kind of at a low level. The hardscape is beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, see if you get some more plants. It'll just pick it up and make it look so much prettier. Gorgeous hardscape, really impressive. What
Really
is
nice.
this down here? What is that at the bottom?
Is
Look at
it
that.
is it like a chunk of driftwood or is it a rock? I can't quite tell.
I can't, it's something with a figurine on it.
Oh, it is? Okay, I was like, I can't quite.
Yes, down here. Yeah,
Oh no,
very nice.
the figurine's beside it. The thing on the right is something different, right?
Well, that's a rock. Yeah, there are two rocks
Right.
in
So
there.
it's a little figurine.
Two
Yeah.
big
Is that
rocks.
like a
Yeah,
little clay golem or something? Not golem,
something
Yoda.
like that. Yeah,
Looks like a
yeah.
clay Yoda. Is it Yoda?
It looks like it. Something like a Yoda.
Oh, it's a baby
Yeah,
Yoda. Yeah, I was gonna say, looks like. Wait a minute, it looks like Yoda.
Yoda.
Okay, awesome. I like that. Star Wars. I grew up Star Wars the year it came out as a kid, and you could go to the movies in the drive-in. I saw Star Wars 24 times that summer. This is my favorite thing ever. The original Star Wars. Okay, get away from the childhood. All right. There was something. Oh, Father Fish, can you pass it one more wrench? And I don't even know how to pronounce this name. At 10:25, is it? He, I tried to say it, but I know I didn't say it right.
The ant and woefish. Yeah, I've been
The
looking at that.
yeah, okay. Can you give them a wrench as well? They
You
seem to
got it.
be friends with David
Yeah,
Fellows, and of course. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Yeah, Baby Yoda. I like that. I do.
oh,
I still have. I've said this before, but I know next door we still have a set. My brother was given the original lightsabers, and they're beat up because we played with them. But we had the lightsabers. And I think I probably still have some of the little, the collectible cards and all the stuff. I probably have a bunch of stuff next door at my mom's house. So it's funny. We'll unearth the Star Wars treasure. Guppy grass galore says my jungle val is out of control and has started shooting up to the top and creating new shoots. Well, that's awesome.
wonderful.
Out of control is sometimes just really great.
Oh,
Except personally for me with duckweed. When that's out of control, I don't think it's that great. But pretty much any other plant I'm cool with. Oh, how are your pupfish doing? Patrick wants to know, Father Fish. How are your pupfish doing?
well,
Oh, it's a Yoda a chia pet.
we got a
Awesome.
chair. Yeah.
I didn't see that. A chia pet. Chia. I like it.
I got 24 pupfish that we put in a vat outside, and I went in there with a net the other day looking for them, and I could only find two. So I don't know quite what's happened, whether they're simply avoiding the net, which I doubt, or whether they've disappeared, which is likely. I got two and they were perfectly healthy. So it's also possible something has been eating them. Could have had a snake get in there, some such thing. I don't know. The ones here in the tank are doing fine. They're not in breeding mode right now. They're kind of in and out of it, and I'm still not seeing babies. So they're all right. They're healthy enough, but no babies yet. May still be too early in the season.
No, Paul. All right, sorry, Paul's asking, I miss your snails lay their eggs on the bottom of the glass cover? Oh, on the bottom of the glass cover. Will they hatch with my clown loaches eat them? They'll probably hatch, and yep, your clown loaches will eat them.
Yeah.
Sorry, but if you want them, gently jiggle that clutch off and maybe put it over into another tank. And like I said, I like to put them on wet paper towels and float them in a plastic container in the tank to keep the temperature up and poke holes. And you can hatch them that way. I know Father Fish has another way to hatch them. But if you leave them there, I would say they'll hatch and the loaches will have a wonderful snack.
The farmers, let me explain to you how the farmers raise them. They have big shallow vats. The vats are like 10 feet wide and 20 feet long. And they've got 6 inches of water in them. And they have 1,000 snails in there. The snails will lay their eggs. They feed them. They feed them every day. The snails lay their eggs on the side of these concrete vats. The farmer goes through and scrapes the eggs off and puts them on a screen that with like 1/4-inch mesh screen that's sitting above the water. And as they hatch, they fall into it. So that's a kind of a commercial way to be able to do it. But what it demonstrates is that you can remove them from wherever they've been laid and put them on. Joey uses a system that floats a container in the tank. You can put them on a screen mesh. You can do any number of things. Main thing is to keep them out of the water. If you leave them in the water or put them in the water, they'll drown. They won't be able to hatch.
Yes, sorry. Yes, you're right. The big thing is, to keep them moist. Some way to keep them moist but not wet and at the right temperature. I'm trying to read what Alan Matthews.
NWO. Oh, all right. Alan Matthews.
Yeah, Alan Matthews is trying to tell us how to pronounce that name.
The anti-NWO fish. NWO New World Order. The anti-New World. I like it.
Okay, gotcha. I don't know how to pronounce this. Which happens all the time.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you have a remedy for black hair algae? Donkey love. I don't really overfeed. Drop like back, doesn't grow fast. Can I get rid of it? My best advice is to enjoy it, to celebrate it, to love it, and it will disappear.
Yeah.
It's like you said, black-beard algae is perverse. It only grows where it's not wanted and not needed. The minute you start really appreciating it, it goes away. It's dependent upon high nitrate levels in the water. So it will absorb enough nitrates to drive itself to extinction. It'll reduce the nitrate level sufficient to prevent it from being able to stay alive. So it really does kind of grow itself out of the tank or thrive itself. It's a strange algae that way.
Chevy, thanks for dropping my link. Thank you. And Father Fish, let's do one last quick question, and then I have to go. I got payroll, and I got the farrier coming, so I got a busy day. But Cody the Libertarian says, do either one of you use carbon in your filter? I do not. I do not use carbon.
No, I don't. And the main reason I don't is because it's a big expense with no return.
Well, yeah, I mean, it only lasts a short period of time. You put it in there, it stops being effective very quickly, and I just don't see the point for me. Yeah, it just doesn't. It doesn't do it. So, Joey, don't forget about my check. LOL. You are a funny guy, Kenny.
It's a Kenny
uh,
in there.
you know, he's just being a comedian, like he is, you know, like we all are. So anyway, is there anything else you wanted to address, Father Fish?
I think we're good. What's going on here?
Okay. All right. Well, thank you everyone for coming in. Thank you, Fish and Tank Dicks, for your super chat. And I think, just everyone, thank you for your support, being here in the show.
Yeah, my volume is totally gone on. Weird. Can you hear that?
Not really.
All right, my loves. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Joey.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Chevy Fish.
Yes. Thank you, Chevy Fish. Goodbye,
Love you all. See you in the morning.
Yeah. And someday we'll get this music back because I miss it.
We gotta get it back. Yeah.
Yeah.